NZ. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Jamie Meloni.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome once again to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're finding my show on the air for the first time, I invite you to tune in here every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. I myself am a realtor with Coldwell Banker in the South Tampa community, but I focus really on about 7 counties here in the region, and I focus primarily on the sale of bank-owned properties, and I've sold about 1,300 of those properties in the last 7 years. So I'd like to take a moment to invite you over to my website where you can find all of my listings as well as my upcoming properties prior to hitting the market over at tampabayradio.com. Just click on the pre-list properties button and you'll see a lot of my properties prior to going onto the market, again, over at tampabayradio.com. In addition, you can find all of my past shows and streamcasts over on the website as well via the show info tab. Just click on that, and you can also watch the live stream on that menu as well as all the prior shows of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Got a great show planned for you today in studio. I've got fellow co-host Stella Giudicelli with Coldwell Banker as well. Stella, how was your weekend?
My weekend was working. Let me think. We are seeing, as you know, the market is really picking up right now. And so there's really an abundance of buyers just looking around. So I was planning actually to do an open house, and I just couldn't because I kept having buyers coming to me and wanted to look at properties, and new people calling me I haven't talked to and telling me what they're looking for. So it's really an active market right now with buyers. And as we know, the inventory is pretty low on the other hand. I think we're at 4.5 months of inventory right now, which shows that it's really a seller's market. So that's what I've been doing all weekend, just looking after my buyers and looking at great properties with them. No,
you're always quite the worker. Every time I ask you what you do for the weekend, that's always working. So
yeah, that's my life right now, but it has become a passion.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good that you enjoy what you're doing and everything, and you do a great job at it. Also in studio with me today, we have iMortgage we got Robert Paredes, fellow sales manager for the company. Robert, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Jamie?
Hey, doing great. And also Kenny Gannon, loan consultant with iMortgage as well. How are you doing today, Kenny?
Doing wonderful. How are you?
Hey, doing great. iMortgage is a regular contributor here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show, and we're going to be talking with them on the second part of the show all about mortgages. And so please stay tuned with that. We'll have a lot of great information about iMortgage on the second part of the show. We're going to be talking with Shelton Quarles on the first part of the show today. He is the Director of Football Operations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's also founded the Shelton Quarles IMPACT Foundation. And so he's got an event coming up this Friday, and so we'll have him here on the air here in just a minute. So if you're just tuning in here, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show on 1250 WHNZ. And actually, we got Shelton here calling in right now, so I want to go ahead and bring him here onto the show. Shelton Quarles spent 10 seasons as a linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and was part of the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers team in 2002. Today, Shelton is the Director of Football Operations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and has founded the Shelton Quarles IMPACT Foundation. The mission of his foundation is to provide opportunities and resources for at-risk single-parent families throughout the Tampa Bay area. And since its inception, the Shelton Quarles IMPACT Foundation has raised over $500,000 and impacted more than 3,000 lives. Shelton, first, thank you for taking time out of your day to talk with myself and share some of your many successes with our audience, as well as enlighten us on your organization, the Shelton Quarles IMPACT Foundation. How are you doing today? Are you there?
Yep.
Hey, Shelton, how you doing, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you all right. How you doing today?
Sorry, but I'm doing well. I apologize for the tardiness of my call. I'm over at McDill Air Force Base with a bunch of our guys trying to enlighten our soldiers and tell them how much we appreciate what they do for us on a daily basis.
Hey, great to hear. Not a problem at all. I'm glad that you made time out of your busy day to come on the air with me and everything.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, not a problem. So I want to open it up. You spent 10 years as a linebacker with the Buccaneers, including a Super Bowl championship. And today you're still with the organization as a Director of Football Operations now. Tell us more about your current role with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I do a lot of stuff from communicating with the league, making sure we're in compliance with practice schedules, as well as making sure we're compliant in the different roles of our players for the team. So it's really important. It's fun. I enjoy continued involvement with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've been great for not only me but for my family. So it's a good 17 going on 18 years in Tampa Bay area is great for us.
Very nice. Now, what's it like to be on the other side of the football now as an executive instead of a player?
Well, the pay isn't as good, so that's not good. My wife makes that more apparent each and every day.
Right.
But I enjoy it. It's good that I had the opportunity to play the game of football, and then also being with an organization that promotes advancement is fantastic. From Jason Light, our general manager, to Lovie Smith, our head football coach. We got some struggles right now, but they're putting together a puzzle that's going to bring a bunch of wins down the road. So I'm excited to be still with the organization.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I know Lovie Smith coming in, as a first-year coach. I mean, you can't just come in and have an idea of what you're doing necessarily. I mean, he's probably got a team that was built by a prior coach, so I'm sure he's putting a lot of stuff together, to definitely get some wins on the board. Can you give us any hints as what's going on, with the team right now?
We'll get there. We just need a little bit of patience from the community, but just know that from Lovie Smith to Jason Light to the Glazers to everybody that touches our organization, we're trying to do what we can to produce a winner on the field. So just give us be a little bit patient with us, and trust me, we're building something that's going to last for a long time, and hopefully bring some championships here soon.
Why don't they just call you back out of retirement to kind of toughen up the defense a little bit?
I'm too old and broken to play like these guys. It's fun to be around it. It's fun to see it each and every day, and it's an honor for me to be able to grade the film each day and see how these guys are progressing.
Now, Shelton, I'm always inspired by people such as yourself that had the discipline to take their craft from entry level to the summit. For you, the summit was a Super Bowl champion in 2002. First, how were you able to maintain your focus throughout your youth and early career to get to the level in the NFL that you did?
I think I talk to these guys all the time. I'm as 4P. Action prevents a poor performance. So if you put your preparation in, everything you need to do to be successful during the course of the week, then you can go and let it go on Sundays. And so my early career, I was with the Dolphins in Miami, and I wasn't doing things the right way they need to be done, and wasn't playing the way I need to be done, wasn't focused on what I need to do to be the best I could be on the field. I was doing too many things off the field, and in saying that, they let me go, and it's probably one of the lowest points in my life. And so when I had an opportunity to come back to the NFL and with Tampa after spending a brief stint in Canada with the BC Lions, I'm like, there's nothing that's going to deter me. There's nothing that's going to keep me from being there. I can control what I can control, and that's doing everything I could, both off the field and then on the field, to be the best player I could be. And so if I knew I was putting that on tape and doing that every day, even during the off season, then I was gonna make the team, and ultimately that's what allowed me to be successful.
Now, what were some of the challenges you faced as a youth and a young athlete, that you overcame, that you kind of preached to the young professionals of today?
Well, as a young player, at Vanderbilt University, I was probably a big fish in a small pond. So going into being everybody's everything in college, being a big man on campus, having an opportunity to play professional ball. I thought that I could do anything I wanted to do, and I was going to be successful at it. And so probably had a big head. Probably thought that nothing that I did was wrong, and so and having that attitude and approach to the game, I needed to be humbled. And that humble experience came from being released from the Miami Dolphins as a young player. And so
well, that's
point on.
Yeah, that's definitely a great, story there. I mean, you took a low point and you didn't let it get you down, and that's something I always like to stress on my show is you can't be afraid to fail, and I think that's a great story and a great point, that you're bringing out to the audience and everything. I mean, you have a 2002 Super Bowl championship ring, and you're also the NFL Unsung Hero Award I see in 2002. What was that about?
It was just doing everything I could to make our football team the best it could be. As the middle linebacker for the defense, I was the leader, and so you tell everybody where to line up, you communicate the calls effectively, and you make sure the guys are doing what they need to do. And so that's what I did, making sure that our guys knew what was going on, communicated effectively. And for those first couple of weeks when I first got the job as a Mike linebacker, I had to speak quite a bit, and so I actually lost my voice there for a little bit. But over time, I overcame it and was able to communicate effectively with my team. And so ultimately, that's what allowed us to be successful. And so when you come to the unsung hero part of it, it's just people not really knowing what that position entailed, because I played with a bunch of stars. I played with Hardy Nickerson. I played with Dan Brooks. I played with Warren Sapp. I played with John Lynch. I played with Ronnie Barber. So
yeah, those are some big names. I mean, that's
right. And so unsung is a person that is behind the scenes making things go that people don't really recognize until that person's not there anymore. So.
Well, Shelton, hang on the line. I got to take a quick break, but coming back from the break, we're going to be talking with Shelton Quarles about his new organization, the Shelton Quarles IMPACT Foundation. So if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. We'll be back in a moment. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. iMortgage Tampa appreciates and supports all veterans and their families. And as a thank you for your service, they have some unique products specifically for veterans. These programs include 100% cash out loans, renovation loans, and also a VA interest rate reduction loan. Please call them today at 813-523-4908. Again, that's 813-523-4908. Or online, search for iMortgage Tampa. iMortgage NMLS 174457. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Programs and eligibility subject to programs and guidelines. You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. We're currently talking with Shelton Quarles, who's the Director of Football Operations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and also the founder of Shelton Quarles IMPACT Foundation. So I want to go back to Shelton. In addition to your role with the Buccaneers, you founded this organization in 2004. First, tell the audience and myself more about, what the foundation is and its mission.
I would say the mission is to help people that get a hand up, not a handout. And so we started the foundation in 2004, and it's been such a blessing on the lives of not only me but my family as well. We strive to help people that are not able to help themselves, people that need just a hand and a little kickstart to helping their families. And I think we've been fairly successful in doing that over the course of 10 plus years.
Now, what was your inspiration for the foundation?
Also, the inspiration came from my mother. I'm the father of home, and so we pretty much strive on the people involved with and help people that are single parents. Mostly mothers are the ones that we help quite a bit, and that's what it was like growing up as product of a single family home. My mom did everything. Didn't have much time to spend with me, and we look forward to that manner.
Now, so your organization is geared towards helping single-parent families, and you said yourself was a child of a single parent as well. So I think that was a big inspiration for your foundation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, your program has two signature programs that drive donations. First is your Home Blitz program, which is a partnership with Shepherd's Village in Bel Air Bluffs, which is a community that assists single-parent families, get back onto track and everything. Tell us about your affiliation with Shepherd's Village and what your role is.
Shepherd's Village, I have never to them.
Hey, Sheldon, real quick, your phone's cutting in and out a little bit. If you're able to walk maybe to a better place and stuff, it's kind of cutting out just a little bit. But yeah, I want to hear about your about Shepherd's Village and the role that the Impact Foundation plays with the community.
Okay, well, my initial involvement with Shepherd's Village was through one of our team doctors, a guy named Gannon, asked me if I would come and speak to Shepherd's Village, and so I just learned about what they did and what they meant to the community of St. Petersburg and in particular Bel Air. And I said, well, man, that might be something I want to do. So over the course of two years, and being able to speak with them and seeing what they do for the community, I said that might be a great partnership for our organization, and that's how we got involved with Shepherd's Village.
Now, I was recently, you had just in the news just recently, you renovated a home for a young single mother over there in the community, correct? So that's really what the Impact Foundation, is striving to do, correct? To help renovate and get these homes fixed up for people?
Yeah, it was fantastic. We've done single family homes in the past, and it's our first venture with Shepherd's Village. And so I think that through the course of what we've been able to do over time, I think that this partnership will be one that will be ongoing. We appreciate what they do in the community and what they mean to single parents, and we applaud them for their efforts. And I think that because of that this will be a great partnership.
Shelton, this is Stella speaking. I'm a co-host here on the show. Could you give us an example of something like an actual example of what your organization has done in someone's life? Do you have a story of a family and how your charity impacted those lives?
Well, one of our previous beneficiaries from what we've done with the foundation, there's a family that lives out in the Brandon area, and didn't know their story until reading it. But they have one of their kids is a young boy. His name is Trey, and this is probably about 3 years ago. We did the renovation for them. You could actually stand in their house and look up and see the sky. Their home was in such disrepair. It was a great neighborhood, but over the course of time, the mother felt like she wanted to do more to be there for her kids versus putting money into a house. And so we had an opportunity to see their story, read about them, and chose them for the makeover. And the little kid, Trey, was so inspirational to me. He was just a go-getter. From the time he was age 7, he was the primary breadwinner or primary guy in his home. The dad passed away years ago, so we didn't know that story until I read it. But he would cut grass in the neighborhood with the electric lawnmower, And then so he cut grass enough so he could buy more extension cords, and then eventually he made enough money to buy a riding lawnmower, and then he bought like a trailer, and then he bought clippers and grass eaters, and just such an entrepreneurial spirit. He also they didn't have, because of the water damage from the rain coming in, he ripped up the tile floor in their house and put in hardwood from some scraps from across the street, and that just tells you that all that family needed was a hand up, because they all had it within them to do great things in our community, and they're doing things that to this day.
This is a great story. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's great that you giving back to the community. I think that's so important and something I love to hear about. So I commend you for that. Now, your organization has an event coming up this Friday to raise money for the foundation. Tell us a little bit about the event.
This is our signature program. Once again, I'm sorry, I'm at MacDill Air Force Base with some of our players, but
no problem. I can hear you okay
sorry.
now.
Sorry if you hear the noise in the background. Our signature program, our primary fundraiser is a program called Celebrity Waiter Night, and so we actually have various celebrities come in and be waiters to whoever buys tables and patrons, people of our community. So it's a fun event. The guys come out, they serve dessert, a little bit libations. As well as the meals. So
yeah,
it's a fun night.
It's this Friday, November 7th, and it's over at the Raymond James Stadium. Is this open to the general public too?
Yes, you can go to sheltonquarles.org to buy tickets. So anyone that wants to come we have tables available.
Okay, and it's what are the? I think I was looking. Base tickets are about $350, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what are some of the celebrities in attendance, or some of the sports figures? Can you give us out any names right now?
I don't want to give it away, but we have a bunch of stars from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that will be participating as celebrity waiters, as well as we play the Falcons this week, so we hope to have someone who both played with the Falcons and also with the Buccaneers in attendance as well. So he will be one of your celebrity waiters. So
well,
come out and enjoy a great time.
Sounds good. Well, Shelton, thank you very much for coming on the show today. I greatly enjoyed the conversation. And again, thank you so much for giving back to the community. And, I'll definitely promote the event some more this week and hopefully draw some other people over to your event.
Sounds good. I appreciate the time.
All right, Shelton, take care. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. We've been talking with Shelton Quarles. He's the former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and now the director of football operations for the organization as well, where he's got an event coming up this Friday at Raymond James Stadium at 6:30, the Shelton Quarles Celebrity Waiter Night. So visit his website, sheltonquarles.org, for more information. And we'll be back here in just a moment on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show.
Ask the Doctor, hosted by Dr. Michael Lang of the Lang Eye Care and Nutrition Centers, can now be heard every Saturday morning at 9 on 1250 WINS WHNZ. Dr. Lang is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutritional specialist who has been helping radio listeners since 1993, and he's ready to answer your questions too. If you are concerned about your vision or if you're looking for nutrition advice, then Ask the Doctor, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
This week on Geico's Stuff Found in Your Car, we look inside your rear door pocket.
Oh, hey. Yeah, me, the almond. Possibly one of the healthiest snacks, just rolling around in the crumbs of inferior foods. You were too busy to save me, but are you too busy to switch your car insurance to Geico, where you could save hundreds of dollars in just 15 minutes? Probably not. Saving money with Geico is awesome. Almonds, on the other hand, are just a superfood. No big deal.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
In a short time, you will have the opportunity to make a huge difference in the lives of some really sick people. They are men and women, Republicans, Democrats, and independents. Many veterans of war. They suffer with cancer, ALS, multiple sclerosis, HIV, epilepsy, and other debilitating illnesses and injuries. Medical marijuana is their best hope for compassionate relief from their constant pain. Our opponents, the makers of cigarettes and poisonous narcotics, are fighting hard to keep their monopoly on their drugs that kill us and hook us. They stand to lose billions and will lie and confuse to keep their money. My brother Tim, a quadriplegic since high school, is my inspiration for this law. He is my hero in life. He cannot live a meaningful life without this plant put into nature by God for us. Vote yes on Amendment 2 and keep the government out of our lives. Compassion is coming soon.
Paid political advertisement paid for by People United for Medical Marijuana, 20 North Orange Avenue, Suite 1600, Orlando, Florida, 32801.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor.
Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
From the Bright House Network's traffic center, delays northbound 275 approaching Burge Street. An accident there has the left lane blocked with delays building back towards Dr. King Boulevard. There was a crash along Nebraska Avenue at Dr. King Boulevard that is slowing things down through the intersection. In Pinellas County, watch out for a reported wreck along Park Boulevard west of US 19. See a problem on the roadways? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Today's high reaching the mid-70s, lots of sunshine and a bit of a breeze. Lows tonight into the upper 50s. Next couple of days back into the low 80s, starting tomorrow, Tuesday, all the way through Thursday. Then another front appears on Friday. That'll kick up the breeze once again. A small chance of showers, about 20%, and temps highs reaching low 70s. We'll get those overnight lows back into the 40s and 50s as well, and that will last through the weekend. It looks like a slight chance of rain each day. Wall Street markets open are mixed at the moment. Dow's down 15 to 17,374. NASDAQ up 13. S&P Index gaining 2. Impact Radio, 1250 wins.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. We were just talking with Shelton Quarles, Director of Football Operations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here in the first half of the show. We're going to go ahead and continue the show with the guests from iMortgage. We've got Robert Paredes and Kenny Gannon in studio with me. Robert Paredes is a sales manager with iMortgage and is an innovative sales leader with 17-plus years of experience within the mortgage business. He has expertise in building realtor and client relationships, as well as marketing, staff training, supervision, motivation, mentoring, and employee engagement. He is the current president of the Realtors Cares Foundation that provides down payment assistance, disaster relief, and community outreach throughout Hillsborough County. He is joined in studio with fellow iMortgage loan consultant Kenny Gannon. When considering the purchase of a new home, refinancing, or obtaining additional property, please contact Kenny and Robert with iMortgage for a personalized mortgage plan. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, doing great. Kenny, how about yourself?
Doing wonderful. Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. You all may remember Robert. He's been on the show a number of times over with iMortgage. Now you were with Fifth Third Bank,
correct? Yes. I was a banker for Fifth Third for about 7 years, and so I just joined iMortgage about 5 months ago.
Well, very nice. Thank you for coming back into the studio to share your mortgage knowledge with the audience and everything. How was the weekend? Anything going on special for you guys? Actually, Halloween parties? Nothing?
Yeah, it was actually my birthday weekend, so
interesting.
Yeah, so we had a good time.
Yeah, no crazy parties, no crazy outfits or anything?
No. Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready for Monday. You know, to Stella actually alluded or mentioned earlier that. There's a lot of buyers out there, and I want to echo that as well. There's a lot of folks looking to buy, and I don't know if you know or you heard that the Feds actually stopped quantitative easing and buying of bonds, so rates are going up. So everybody who's been thinking about buying are now calling everybody to get that going.
Rates are going up. Oh wow, that's something we don't want to hear and everything. And rates have been at historic lows for so long. What do you what type of impact are we expecting? A big hit? A small hit?
Let me put an asterisk to that. They said that the rates are going to go up, but we haven't seen it. I know that the Feds do want to keep it as low as possible because we're still jobs driven and we're not where we need to be. So we do have their help. And but I tell you, if I could predict what the interest rates are going to be every day, I wouldn't be doing mortgages. I'd be on Wall Street. So who knows? The best thing to do is that hurry up and try to buy as fast as possible because you just never know. Volatility on the interest rates aren't day to day. So
where are rates at right now for the qualified borrowers? Right now? Where are they sitting at right now?
On a conventional loan with iMortgage is at 4.125 with no points. That's on a 30-year fixed. And the FHA came out to 3.875, no points as well. So they're still very low. I think probably that the Fed's decision last week is already priced into the market. So let's see what happens.
No, very interesting stuff.
Still very low.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think how low they are. And I've always said, during this, recession and downturn in the housing, market, that the low interest rates are what saved us.
Yeah, exactly. And, for those folks out there that's listening to our radio show, I mean, I remember in the 80s when it was 18%, 19%. Mm-hmm. So it's even if it gets up to 5, 5.5, even 6%, they're still very historically low.
Yeah, it's just, if we had the recession in addition to 7+, 8% interest rates, I mean, the impact on the housing market would have been even worse than what it came out to be.
And you have to put things in perspective as well. Even a 7% interest rate still beats paying rent. So,
It does. And I'd say 7, 8, that's actually historical averages.
Yeah, exactly.
Too. And we're talking 3 and 4%. It's crazy to think, the difference between a 3 and a 7% rate, what that makes in a payment. So, I mean, if you're not, out there, in the market yet to buy, and you're considering, now's time to get out of the seat and purchase something. What do you say?
Agreed. Absolutely.
My weekend was pretty bland. Everything. I caught this event last night. I don't know if y'all saw this. Did y'all see the Skyscraper Live event last night? Did you see that? Any of you?
I didn't, but I read about it. I don't think I could have wait and look at this.
Yeah, I think I'd be a basket case watching it. There's no way.
I wanted to bring that up because the guy who did that, he's based in Sarasota, so I thought it was kind of relevant into the current events. But it was a very interesting thing. He walked across the tightrope. He had 2-part walk, and obviously he made it. You'd probably be hearing about it all day if he hadn't made it. But he walked across 2 skyscrapers in Chicago, and the first being a 15% incline, which ended up being a 19% incline. So after the rope was all set in place, and so he's walking up the equivalent of 8 stories across this rope. And then on the second part of the event, he did a second walk where he was blindfolded. And interestingly enough, once he got ready to walk, there was a problem with the PA system, so he couldn't hear his father, who guides him across the ropes. So he had there's a big crowd.
Are you saying that happened when he was blindfolded?
Right before he got on the walk, yeah, he finds out his PA system isn't working, and he can't hear his father, and his father has to use a bullhorn to basically shout,
Oh yeah, and they
guidance.
ask the public to be quiet. So that
and everybody's down below is cheering and everything. He has to, that gets the crowd to, to be quiet and everything, and it's. I'm sitting there watching him. I'm probably more nervous. The average listener is probably more nervous watching him than he probably was on that road.
What possesses a person to do that? I have no idea.
Yeah, and interesting enough, I mean, he's a 7th generation walker, and he said last night on the event that 7 people in his family have passed doing that, including most recently his grandfather doing a walk in Puerto Rico, fell off the rope.
I thought you were saying that they are trained to actually fed and catch the rope, but I guess it doesn't work 100% of the time.
No, he talked about that, which was kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, part of the process that he goes through is training how to catch the rope and fall. And he spoke of the event that he did last year at the Grand Canyon. He said that was probably his most difficult walk because of the winds coming out of the Grand Canyon. And he thought that he was going to have to fall and catch the rope, and he has to hang there until his rescue team harnesses up to the wire, and then they wheel themselves over to him on the wire and hooks him up to the harness. But it's something that he trains for as well, and it's just a very amazing and mesmerizing.
It is amazing,
that somebody does that, and he just hops on that wire like there's nothing there'd be fear of at all. And for next year, he's planning to do another walk, and his thing is going to be to do a headstand on the wire, because his great grandfather, I think he said, used to one time did a walk, and he did a headstand on the wire. So he wants to recreate that walk. So interesting to see the event. I guess it's going to become an annual thing on. I think it was on the Discovery Channel last night. So just an interesting piece of local news. But he's making quite a name for himself. His name is Nick Walenda, and 7th generation tightrope walker, and quite a daredevil as well. So, anyways, I just thought that was a fascinating thing, and something how he's pushing himself to new limits. The blindfold was the first time that he had done that. First time I think any professional tightrope walker had done that in public, maybe even all together. I don't know. So
it's not even conceivable.
Yeah, it's the average person. I mean, he even mentions that on the walk, that you can't walk on a rope without vision, and you have to really train because you're losing one of your senses and a key sense, and that's why he needed his father to guide him across the rope and tell him, where his steps needed to be in relation to the wire. And then the PA system.
How long was that walk?
I think he got across that in about 5 minutes. The first part of the walk.
That is a very long time to be.
Yeah, the first walk was a little bit longer, wire, which was up an incline. He did that one with vision, but the second one he did without the with the blindfold. But he didn't have the audio that he had thought he had. So just So
let's say it was blindfolded, and then. Deaf as well during that, so you had lost 2 of his senses.
Yeah. Anyways, interesting stuff. So I spent my evening last night watching that in addition to the football games and everything. So, but I want to come back now over to Robert and Kenny and talk a little bit more with them about iMortgage and everything. So this company, I see you have an office in South Tampa. Tell me a little bit more about the company as a whole, because I'm not familiar with iMortgage.
Yeah, actually, iMortgage has been in business for 15 years now, over 15 years, and we're again, like you said, we're out of Scottsdale, Arizona. We're fairly new in the Tampa Bay market, about 5 months now, but we're doing a ton of business because the way our execution and our culture and how we do things differently than most of your lenders separates us from the rest of competitors as well. Probably one of the things that really sticks out is what we call common sense underwriting. So for any realtors out there or any lenders, like I said, I used to be with a bank for 7 years, and I love the people there and I love the culture there as well, but they're just not lending. Mm-hmm. So I had to make a move personally and professionally as well, and I vetted about 10 or 12 different companies, and this is the one that I landed because of those qualities.
And Kenny, tell us the audience a little bit more about your background in the mortgage business and how you came to land over at iMortgage.
Yeah, I came from the banking side as well, and just kind of founded Robert over here professionally, and I've worked with him in the past as well. And just to his point, banks, they've kind of scaled back, constricted a little bit on the lending practices as it probably pertains to Dodd-Frank and such. So, we're doing amazing things. We're direct, we're a direct Fannie and Freddie direct lender, and it's been phenomenal. We've been able to get people into great homes that they've been wanting to get into for some time now.
Yeah, and have been turned down elsewhere also.
Now, what are some of the ways that iMortgage differs then from traditional banks? I mean, obviously, iMortgage was impacted by the Dodd-Frank bill as well, correct?
Yes, it was. But here's the thing: it's the way the other lenders reacted to Dodd-Frank. Believe it or not, the misconception out there is that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac makes it very difficult to lend. But what happens is their guidelines are not that restrictive. What happens is other lenders, and especially banks, have put their own guidelines on top of other guidelines as well, and that's what the issue is. And to Kenny's point, since we're direct lenders of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, we follow exactly their guidelines, and what they say is what we do, and that's it. And that's what separates us and differentiates us as well.
And I was reading an article, I think just last week, that Fannie Mae guidelines are starting to ease coming up, maybe?
That's right. And so, again, but it's really going to depend on each lender and how they want to, how much risk they want to take on their books as well. Execution is big to us. We have accountability on our end. Our processors and underwriters actually work instead of our loan officers processing their own loans. But what it comes down to is that a culture from top down that we want to do loans, and we're not. You've got borrowers out there that maybe might have a little ding for whatever their situation is, but they're good borrowers. They pay their bills on time, they pay their mortgage on time or whatever, have great rental history, but for whatever reason, they're not being approved, and that's where we step in.
Very nice. Well, I'm going to take a quick break, but coming back from the break, I want to talk about some of the specialty loan programs that iMortgage has to offer, consumers out there in the marketplace. So if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. We'll be back in a moment.
iMortgage Tampa appreciates and supports all veterans and their families. And as a thank you for your service, they have some unique products specifically for veterans. These programs include 100% cash-out loans, renovation loans, and also a VA interest rate reduction loan. Please call them today at 813-523-4908. Again, that's 813-523-4908. Or online, search for iMortgage Tampa. iMortgage NMLS 174457. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Programs and eligibility subject to programs and guidelines.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Welcome back to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. We're currently talking with iMortgage. We've got Robert Paredes, sales manager, in studio, along with fellow loan consultant Kenny Gannon. So I want to go over to Robert and tell us a little bit about some of the programs that iMortgage offers that you can't find anywhere else.
Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and defer to Kenny Gannon. He can talk a little bit about what some of the really cool stuff that other lenders are not able to do. As like I discussed at the last segment, is that we're able to do a lot of different things that other lenders are not able to do as well. So,
I think the biggest change that we had come through the pipeline as of late would be the one day out of foreclosure and short sale.
Yeah, did you hear about that?
No.
We can do one day. There is a loan program out there that you can do one day out of foreclosure or short sale. So if you put enough money down, since we're in a value, the values are going up. It's it's in that type of environment. The risk is not as heavy, and there is a lender out there that will do it.
What type of down payment are you looking at? Probably 50% or
no? Usually entails about 20% down.
20%, yeah.
Wow.
And you don't have to have an 800 credit score as well. It's a 660 credit score is the minimum.
And that goes up to $1 million as well.
Does the average borrower have a 660 after one day out of foreclosure?
You know, that's a great question. And the answer is yes, and I'll tell you why. The reason for that is you've got a lot of borrowers out there that paid everything on time, but for whatever reason they had to foreclose or short sale. So we don't keep into consideration the mortgage rates that they have, obviously, if you have a short sale foreclosure. But a 660 credit score is not that tough to get.
No, that's pretty much, I would say, probably average for the average person, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting. And so what else? What other programs do we have out there?
Well, for U.S. veterans, we actually partnered up with the Veterans Administration, and we rolled out a VA renovation loan, and we do up to $35,000 for any kind of enhancements, any kind of renovations on a home when they're going to purchase it as well. So whereas in the past, you've had a lot of VA loans kind of fall between the cracks, and they couldn't use their benefit as well at purchasing a home, and a lot of people shied away from being able to accept VA financing. Maybe, well, this is where this is going to cure that, fix that, and allow veterans to actually use their benefit, I feel, a lot more often and easily, readily available, because we'll be able to have those fixes built into the purchase of the home. Say the roof needs renovation or a fix, then that would be taken care of within the purchase.
And you know what? And to piggyback on Kenny, that's 100% loan with no mortgage insurance and no money down. So what we do is we actually use the after repair, after renovation value. So that we're actually one of two lenders in the United States that actually do them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, until I spoke with you all recently, I'd never heard of a VA renovation loan program.
It's been on the books for quite a long time, but no lenders have stepped up to the plate to actually do it. And at iMortgage, we actually have a whole renovation desk and a renovation department. So we specialize in 203K loans. We do all those very streamlined and easily. So when we went to the Veterans Administration, they were excited about getting with us. And so we've actually spent 8 months with our underwriting department our 203K department, our renovation department to perfect it. So there's really nothing from my side that we're afraid of to get it done. It's very, very easy and painless.
Now, how do they differ from the FHA traditional 203K loan? Is it obviously it's going to be the same process? You finance the cost of the repairs, but how are the loan costs and just the underwriting process? Is it comparable?
There's no MI, so it beats out any other kind of renovation loan in my opinion, because you have, I think, a $750 VA renovation fee, and that's it.
I mean, there's no mortgage insurance, and it's 100% no money down. I mean, that 203K FHA doesn't even come close to that.
And I guess the only cost that's abnormal with the VA is the funding fee, right? That the veteran has to pay and everything.
Yeah, but the FHA also has their own funding fee as well, so it's an apples to apples comparison. The only thing is that you don't have to put any money down, and there's no mortgage insurance.
That's interesting. Are you seeing a lot of people take advantage of this program yet, or are you just still kind of getting out there and spreading the word about this?
Well, like I said, it's newer that we rolled it out, but it's a very streamlined process since we already have the 203K department, so we're very confident. But no, we are absolutely rolling forward with it and taking calls on it.
Well, to answer your question directly is that no, and I'm really surprised. We've been telling a lot of many of the realtors and veteran folks out there who works with veterans to really take advantage of this loan program, but we only have maybe 3 or 4 right now that's happening. So that's why the reason why we're here is we want to let everybody know about this great program that's out there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had never even heard of it, and I've been doing real estate 7 years and closed 1,300 properties, and I've seen VA loans, but I've never heard of VA reno.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have real estate agents out there that specializes with veterans, this is something that they need to know about more, because they can be a deal breaker.
Very, very interesting. Now, what about USDA loans? Are you all familiar, or do you all work with USDA loans?
Yes, we do. Again, they've scaled down a little bit on the areas from the last couple of years, but we do USDA. We do Florida bond down payment assistance as well, and what that means is anywhere in the state of Florida, you can get up to $10,000 for down payment assistance if you qualify.
Down payment assistance. Now, that's through City of Tampa, or is that?
No, this is the state of Florida.
That's the state of Florida bond program.
That's right. So it doesn't matter if you buy in Pinellas County, Pasco, Hillsborough County, you could qualify up to $10,000 for down payment assistance.
Yeah, and I had people in last week from the local CDC of Tampa,
right?
And they give classes. I think that's one of the criteria, right? You got to go through a class, right?
That's right.
And so I think there's City of Tampa program as well, and you're talking about this one coming out of the state of Florida. Do you see a lot of people, working with this program?
No, and here's the reason why, because many of the lenders actually stopped doing Florida bonds because the way they had their contracts structured and the buybacks and so on, a lot of lenders said, we're just not going to do it, but iMortgage does it. We're one of few that does.
Very interesting stuff. So let's talk a little bit here. We got a couple more minutes left. Let's talk a little bit about rent versus own and some of the benefits of home ownership as well. What type of differences are you seeing in mortgage rates versus, mortgage payments versus what people are paying out there in rent right now?
Well, I think that it definitely, with rates being an all-time low still, I think it absolutely makes sense to take a look at it, because if you have your budget set out and your mortgage is there with mortgage insurance, even PMI, anything like that, you're still making an investment in your future by doing that, and
by building equity.
Yeah, why pay your landlord's mortgage?
And
anymore,
for the people that are out there renting, we're at record high rents in the area.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The average subdivision 3-2 1,500 square foot home rents for anywhere between $1,300 and $1,600, and they're selling for $120,000 to $150,000. And what's a mortgage payment roughly on $120,000?
Well, depending on your taxes and insurance, it could be less than $1,000.
Right, and so why are people out there renting?
Exactly right. That's the $64,000 question. That's why we appreciate you having this radio show, because we want to educate our listeners out there as well.
Yeah, and this is the reason why we've had so much institutional investing coming into the Tampa market and in other markets across the country, is the high rent values that are out there, and so they're scooping up all these properties at record low pricing and putting them up for rent. So they're turning a lot of our subdivisions down in the southeastern Hillsborough County.
Yeah,
and the rental communities.
Yeah, and just a couple of things that bullet points as well on different types of loan programs, which is again our loan a list of loan programs we have is pretty robust, where we can do a 580 credit score with an FHA loan. Now, a lot of lenders say we can do 580 credit score, but they're not able to execute. We actually close those loans because we know how to structure the loans correctly. We even have a loan program out there that if you can't prove your income, but you've got lots of assets, you can actually derive income off that and close on a loan as well.
So you have an asset-based loan program.
That's right. That's right. Now, the great thing about that is that they can continue to manage their portfolio any way they want to, move the money any way they want to. They just need to keep a certain balance that they need to prove, and then we can derive income off that and we close on a loan, and we can do it up to, $5 million even. So for those high net worth clients and they want to buy jumbo loans and they really should be leveraging money, we have a program for that if they can't prove their income.
Very good stuff. So we got about another minute left here in the show and everything. So tell us, in short, a little bit more about where iMortgage is and how they can get in touch with you guys for loan approval and in the market here.
Yeah, we're actually located in South Tampa on Swan Avenue. You can get a hold of me directly, Kenny Gannon, at iMortgage, 813-523-4914 if you have any questions about any of the programs that we discussed today.
Okay, and what's the website? You just imortgage.com? Do you have a South Tampa branch?
Yeah, the best thing to do is just Google iMortgage Tampa, and then it'll you can click on our website as well. But Kenny and I actually work as a team. I'm the sales manager, and he's on my team as well, so any of us can help you.
Sounds like a plan. And you're also going to be up on the TampaBayRadio.com website as a expert contributor. They are two of my newest regular contributors here in the mortgage business to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Robert and Kenny, thank you very much for coming on the air today.
Thanks. You. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you all very much. So if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. First part of the show, we're talking with Shelton Quarles, Director of Football Operations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and just want to remind everybody about his event coming up this Friday at 6:30 at Raymond James Stadium, which is the part of the Shelton Quarles IMPACT Foundation. He's got an event focused around celebrity waiters, and if you head over to sheltonquarles.org, you can find out about tickets. I think he said they're running at about $350, and they go to benefit his organization, the Shelton Quarles IMPACT Foundation. So again, if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. Off air, find me at my website, TampaBayRadio.com, and catch me here every Mondays at noon, and I'll see you all next week on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show.